everyone, my name is Desola. I'm a fashion designer and you are welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Daisy's Wardrobe. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're an existing subscriber, welcome. I'm so happy to have you here. And if you've seen my videos before and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. I'm an African-inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer based here in Lagos, Nigeria, and I've been in business for over 10 years. So here on my channel, I talk about being a fashion designer, running a ready-to-wear business, running a fashion business, all things business, all things fashion, and once in a while, I talk about my life. So today's video is something I have never ever done on my channel before, and in today's video I'll be talking about how I changed my life by training myself to become who I am today. So like I said, I'm an African inspired ready-to-wear fashion designer, and I decided to do this video today because this June was my birthday. And on my birthday I was really happy. I felt really blessed. The whole week and even a few days up to my birthday, I was so happy and I was so grateful for everything that had happened in my life till this very moment. And I'm just so grateful, and I give all the glory to God. I decided to look over the last couple of years up until this very moment, and I looked at everything that I've been through, everything that I've done to get me to where I am today. So I'll give a bit of a backstory of myself. A couple of years ago, I worked in a corporate organization, in a financial institution, and after I'd been there for a couple of years, I decided to leave my job to pursue fashion. I wanted to become a fashion designer. I wanted to make clothes for certain reasons, because some parts of my life growing up, I did live in Nigeria for a couple of years, and by the time I came back, I felt that there was a gap in fashion that I wanted, or I felt I could fill up the space, and that was ready to wear, making dresses and selling dresses to women of different sizes. I left my job and I became an entrepreneur. I started a business that I did not know anyone who was doing the type of business I wanted to start. I did not know who to go to give me any form of advice, any form of mentorship or coaching whatsoever. So it started as a very lonely journey, and was a lonely journey for so many years. In the first 1 year of my transition from the corporate world to entrepreneurship, I struggled to find my feet. Alongside being a married woman, being a mom to a very little baby who had challenges, after giving birth, it was very difficult, and I found myself in a place that I never ever thought I would be. I left a job that I didn't find fulfillment in. I started a business that I didn't know anything about. I was struggling with my self and body image, being a woman after giving birth to children, because once you start giving birth, your body starts to change. You start looking at yourself in a different way, and you start becoming very critical of the way you look, the way your body is, weight gain, body insecurities, and all the likes. Along the line, after a couple of years into my business, I developed high blood pressure. My health was at a place where I was very concerned. My family was concerned. I had some issues and some insecurities regarding my business and how to navigate my business and move it forward in the direction that I wanted it to go. And at the same time, thinking about what other people were saying, caring about people's, thoughts and opinions. In a nutshell, everything just comes down on your confidence. It runs your confidence down. You're not really who you want to be, and because you're not where you want to be, it's not particularly fantastic. A few years down the line, I decided to go and seek professional help, mentorship or coaching, whichever one. And that was also challenging as well, because You'd find people who they would say they would coach you, but they want to know how much you're earning. They want to know what your annual revenue is so that they can know how to charge you. And then you're now thinking, oh, does she really want to help me? She's asking you, they're asking you things like, how much did you make last month? How much did you make this year? And all that kind of stuff. And when it comes to things that has to do with money, it can be a very, very touchy subject to discuss, especially when especially when you're not really familiar with the person you're having this conversation with for the very first time. So that kind of like threw me off, and I wasn't really interested. I just said, I think I'll just go and figure it out by myself. Until one day I was frustrated, completely frustrated. And I said to myself, I am going to make a change in my life. Whatever it takes, whatever I have to do, I am going to make a change in my life no matter what. So I sat down and, I got a pen and paper and just really wrote down the things that weren't working in my life, things I wasn't happy about. And I just wrote down so many things. And I wrote down all the things that I had issues with and all things that I didn't like. And I went through them several times. I read them over and over again. And at the same time, I started to write what I wanted for myself. I said to myself, if I look down the line of my life in the next 5 years, what do I want to see? Where do I want to be? What do I want to have? Where do I see my business? Where do I see myself? Where do I see my family? And I wrote all those things down. And I asked myself, what can I do to move myself closer to these things that I want and that I desire so much for myself? And I feel that these things that I desire will make a change in my life. It took me several days, to do the deep thinking and to eventually find clarity for myself. The moment I figured out all the things that I needed to do to move my life forward to where I wanted to be, I made up my mind to be intentional. I started to be intentional about every single thing that I did from that moment onwards till this very moment. And being intentional involves a lot of discipline as well. Being disciplined was something I struggled with initially because, like I said, when I left the corporate world and started a business, it took me about a year to find my feet. It took me about a year to figure out, my time, trying to balance my time, manage my time and all that kind of stuff, because I had been in the corporate world for so many years and trying to just move my life in a different direction was a challenge for me, basically. So being disciplined was something I had to, intentionally learn. And I made up my mind that, I am going to do this for myself. When it came to the aspect of the way I looked, my body, and everything that had to do with my physical appearance that I wasn't happy with, I decided that, what I would do was get in shape. Yes, I have given birth to children and my body has changed, and I wanted it back because I felt that if I was in good shape, it would boost my confidence. And yes, it did. And so I decided to enroll in a gym. I got a personal trainer and I started from there. And then as I started losing the weight gradually, my trainer said to me, why don't you try and start running? I started doing 3 kilometers every other day. Then I moved on to every day. Then I reduced my time I was spending in the gym because I was enjoying my running so much. So it was the running I concentrated on, and then from 3 kilometers I moved on to 4, I moved on to 5, and that was it really. And I remained consistent for so many years. I've exercised for about 8 years now. So I've exercised and worked out for about 8 years now, thereabout, and I have been very, very, very consistent. Exercising is my life. It is part of my life. No matter how little it is, I try to get my workout in every single day. I realized that exercising frees up my mind. It just makes me feel refreshed and light, and it gives me a very clear head to think properly. And I love it, I love it, and I love it. Another thing I did to change my life by training myself was improving my craft. So basically, when I started this business, I didn't really know anything about fashion. So when I started this business, I knew just the basics about fashion, about garment construction, and how to start and complete a garment. Also, I had basic knowledge about running a business, and all these things along the line. I had to look for ways to go and learn them. I had to learn how to improve on what I already knew about garment construction, about tailoring, about sewing, and about running a business, about scaling a business, and all those kind of things that I knew that I needed to know to move my business forward in the direction that I wanted it to go. I also listened to a lot of podcasts, a whole lot of podcasts. I listened to so many podcasts. Then, while I was driving to pick up my kids from school or drop them off at school, going to my workshop where I made my clothes, I would listen to podcasts. While I'm working, I would listen to podcasts, different podcasts. I would just listen, just basically just trying to improve myself, trying to gain more knowledge, because you know what? There's this thing they say that knowledge is power, and it is very, very true. I cannot agree more, because the more knowledge you have about something, you feel on top of the world. Just like when I realized that, I was good at what I do, and I knew that, I was good and nobody can come and, do whatever in my face. I felt very strong. I felt very powerful. I felt I was in control. Yes, that was actually how I felt. I felt in control. I felt in control of my business. I felt in control of myself. I also decided to build a stronger relationship with God, because through the years, there were times that I was going through really, really rough times and dark times as well. And nothing else could have seen me through except God. And I did all I could to build a stronger relationship with God, and which I did. And it really, really did help me to navigate areas of my life that I couldn't go on those paths on my own. With regards to me, with regards to my children, I have 2 children, and I knew what I wanted for my kids. I knew the kind of relationship that I wanted, and I worked intentionally towards raising those children, in the way that I knew that was best for them and was also the best for me. And now they are 10 and 7, and honestly, we couldn't have a closer relationship. I have the most amazing relationship with my children, and my prayer is that, our relationship continues to grow stronger and stronger. And finally, I decided to make up my mind to get rid of all and every relationship that wasn't serving me or fulfilling me in whatever way. Any relationship I had that wasn't adding to my life, that wasn't adding anything positive to my life, I did away with all those relationships. I had the most useless relationships. I mean, relationships with people, basically. I had the most useless relationships. I had friends, useless ones, that all they just wanted to do was just take, 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 take. Here in Nigeria, we call them use and dump. They use you and they dump you. They only come to meet you when they need you, and when they are done, they dump you. They forget about you, and then they remember you and pick you up again when they need you. I had relationships that relationship did was to just criticize me, speak down at me, and all those kind of horrible things, which affected my confidence, my self-esteem. Because when you have this kind of relationship, especially when the relationship is the person is above you, and you kind of like look up to the person and respect the person, and all they do is just speak down on you and just diminish you basically in whatever way. I got rid of all of them, and I made up my mind not to care about whatever anybody's opinion was, because at the end of the day, whatever anybody thinks about me is their business, is their problem. And this was how I was able to change my life, by training myself to do certain things, just little things. And over a couple of years, they all manifested into big things, big immaterial things, things that money can't buy. Who I am today, I will never ever trade it for any amount of money. The growth I have made in my life, the growth I've seen in my life by being consistent, intentional, and disciplined. I have seen the growth in my life, and I can't trade it for anything in this world at all. Today's video was just a chit chat and basically just nudge someone in the right direction. Or if you feel that some of the things I talked about were some of the things that you could also implement into your life to also help you change some areas of your life as well. Because at the end of the day, to be very honest with you, being an entrepreneur, being a woman, being a mother, being a wife can be very challenging. And sometimes you can find yourself drowning in the midst of it all. So I hope this video was able to encourage somebody or help somebody in whatever way or the other. I want to use my videos to encourage people, to bless people in whatever way that I can. I'm not the most entertaining person, but if you find some sort of entertainment in my videos, so be it. But my video for today is done. If you enjoyed watching my video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe and put on the notification bell so that you know when I put up a new video. And so I will see you soon. Bye.